Hello guys, today we talking about Dragon Ball Legends, something that I believe personally sucks. Sin Shenron, one of the worst defensive units in game. Well, I think what his kit does is great. If you were to get Zenkai, I believe he could be super good. His stats at 14 star are pretty meh. His stats are good, but the problem is he doesn't get damage inflicted. Wait, no, he does. After Rising Rush. Now, Rising Rush is an impressive mechanic which can be used by a player that keeps priority for a long enough time. They say it is a comeback mechanic, but the comeback is not there at the beginning of the match. That is neutral ground, where neither of us have lost a character. You, who has the dominating force, who is hitting me continuously, getting all these cards off, will get that Rising Rush before me, who's not using cards because I have to play defensively because you now have more units than me. You now have, priority overall is what the point of the game is about. You now have that priority, and that priority is causing for you to get those Dragon Balls at an accelerated rate. Now, one meta that I believe represented the best accelerated rate of getting Dragon Balls was my current, one of my favorite Legends Limited. I like just buffing him because he's weak now. Vegito Blue meta. Beautiful character, beautiful card. I like everything about Vegito. Except the meta. The meta he had where he could, I think this is about it. No, this isn't the card. This is here. The following effect occurs upon landing a strike arts hit. Draw a strike arts card next. Activate twice. Count resets when switching to standby. Reserves own key by 5. Minus 100 to health restoration for 3 counts. This little segment, so that means if I have 4 cards in my hand, I actually have 6 cards in my hand, not counting sidestep, which would add maybe 1-2 more cards depending on what your hand is mostly filled of. So I'll have 8 cards in my hand. My key is restoring as well. 8 cards is enough to get a Rising Rush. Now on his team, he won't start with Vegeta Blue. He'll start with Kefla. Kefla being a dominant green, real good green. Her Zenkai, her stats, pretty good, pretty okay. I keep getting more increases on card draw speed by 1 when this character starts the battle. When this character enters the battlefield, changes changes blast arts cards into strike cards. More or less, she'll give you a full hand of strikes. You hit them with 5 cards from Kefla, you have 1 strike left. Kefla's cards only cost 14. Each strike card costs 14. She has a card cost down by 5. Each costs 14. 14, you're gaining key back. Not really much to worry about. So, you do all that. You get off 5 cards with her. You switch into Vegito Blue. You get off 3-4 cards with him, doing a lot of damage. You most likely killed a character or got 2 characters to mid health with that, right? But now you're in the position where you can have a Rising Rush. Even with what they did where they nerfed Rising Rush gaining speed by characters that do long combos, it's still there. Now, another character I do want to talk about for another mechanic I hate. Rising Rush is obviously the worst mechanic in the game, but there's another mechanic that people don't really talk about. Perfect Vanish. The following effects occur when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. Draw a special arts card next. Activates once. Increases own card draw speed by 2. Levels for 5 counts. Perfect Vanish, card draw speed level 2. 30% blast damage for each blast card she uses. When she switches in, she locks in more or less. Very impressive kit. Steals Dragon Balls. She more or less touches on every single mechanic that I don't think... No, she reduces, I'm not stealing. Every mechanic that I don't think is really fair. It starts to feel oppressive when you get Perfect Vanish. It's just I went for priority, but now priority is his. Now, that is, the strongest character in game. Gohan, who is his damage is leaps and bounds above everyone else's, super high stats, super high everything, 40% per defeated ally, 100% if an allied Sun family is defeated, type nullification for 20 counts, strong kit. But the most oppressive unit in game is easily not him. It's 18. I don't even need Zenkai. I forgot. I haven't awakened her or anything. I don't really play the game like that right now. Applies the following effect to self every time when faced with an enemy. Restores key by 20. Increases card draw speed by level 1. Let's count how many buffs she just gets. If there's an android or girls, 40% damage. 25% damage against Saiyans. You don't want to be a Saiyan fighting her. 20% damage for every strike card used. 10%, 10 key for every blast card used. 40% damage inflicted in general. So more or less what's going to happen is she has a free 80% strike damage, but each strike card she gets, she increases that by 20. One strike card, she now has 100% strike damage to you. She can get card draw speed level 2 very easily just from making you switch from a purple to a red. And that red will not survive the combo. Not counting the fact that even if she gets blast, that's just key restoration for free for her. The cause for the game to play differently for 18. 18 is playing her own game. She locks strikes with her main, which is impressive because you can just tackle. You lock their strikes, you come out to them, and you tackle. There's nothing they can do. A blast card isn't fast enough unless you can really read it. And the only thing you can really do is like a special move that's close range, but you have to do it fast too. So it calls for very impressive playstyle to be able to be played with 18. Now, that's all nice and dandy. A few mechanics isn't bad, but the reason why these mechanics can't really be touched is because of these characters. Like Garesh talked about this. He's one of the YouTubers that I watch. Really recommend his channel. He talked about this with the blue Super Saiyan Bardock. Due to Bardock having this ridiculous passive for Super Saiyan specifically, they can't make Super Saiyan strong. If the anniversary unit is a Super Saiyan, he'll either be blue to make people not want to run him with a Super Saiyan with Bardock because two blue characters, people prefer to have a nice color wheel. I prefer to have a nice color wheel. But when you have two impressive characters like Bardock buffing a Namek Goku, this is the only LF I have, like 7 stars. He's the first LF I got. Like if you check his stats at 14 star, this getting Zenkai Bardock buffs, 75% crit damage increase, crit rate increase, general damage increase, all that can be given, as well as Bardock and him both buffing each other with their Zenkai buffs. So now Goku's getting 2 Zenkai buffs, he's getting 90%. 90% to almost every single category. Just from him and Bardock just being around each other. Them both giving each other massive, massive attacks. And that's not counting his own Z ability. His Z ability is one of the best. 35% blast, strike, damage, just general. So, you see this, 35-40. That's actually 70 and 75. He's giving himself so much just buffs and with such large stats that you want to run them together. And then you run them with some ridiculous purple. Like recently, a Zenkai that I think is heavily underrated by the community because of his most powerful ability being type nullification. This Broly, they nerfed him hard. Like they gave him a soft Zenkai. But he's so strong. Type nullification, meaning that a yellow comes in front of me. Oh no! Guess I just won't be doing as much damage, still melting them. 3 counts, card draw speed, meaning that with those Bardock buffs, you'll still have card draw speed. Not counting the fact that he can do this twice before transforming, which if you do this perfectly, you'll switch into him twice, and then you'll transform. And then you'll switch into him 2 more times when a green or a yellow comes out. And you'll just melt anyone in front of you. Not counting the fact that even when Goku was by himself, Last Stand buffed Goku is still one of the best. Gohan is clearly the best Last Stand unit, but one of the best. You have that blue card. Now your opponent has to be thinking, I got to go for a tackle. You have that blue card and you have a strike. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Like 20% when one ally is defeated. Enters battlefield free 20%, free 15% damage. That's 35, 50. You draw cards after you vanish too. And Restore K. Jesus Christ. You get 50% health free. 50% just just blast damage. 70% just all damage overall. I'm doo-doo at words. But 70%, 120, 120, 120, 140, 140, 175 damage inflicted. And you can reduce your arts cards for 60 counts and increase your card. Increase what? What was that? Increasing key recovery. Not counting the fact that you have the highest blast stat and some of the highest defensive, some of the highest health, some of the highest strike attack in game. Your stats are so busted, and then you can just be like, I can pair them with Bardock. it's just like the power creep is insane, but the power creep isn't the main problem. The main problem is that even with all those buffs, you know what the Goku is easily dished out and defeated by? I went for an attack to initiate, the battle, and I got perfect vanish, and then I got rising rushed, all in one fell swoop. He dodged my attack and rising rushed me. It makes his last stand, all that threat, all that possibility, all that stuff I just said, useless. You might as well have 0% damage inflicted to 1 HP. If that rising rush goes through, and even if it doesn't, your HP is going to be lowered. You're going to have less of a chance of making a comeback. It all is just like, man, all these strong characters, but they all the best characters in game. All of them. All of them. I think that's how it works. These are all the characters Zenkaiable. All these characters, Zenkai 7, max out stats. It doesn't matter. You got Rising Rush after getting Perfect Vanish. Ends your game completely. No matter how strong characters will be, Rising Rush will still be the main problem with this game. Perfect Vanish is the second main problem with this game. The third main problem is the fact that they won't touch these because they built characters around them. And the fourth main problem is power creep. Other than that, this game can have insane potential. It's just like, if only every single time I went for an attack, I didn't have to think, what if he perfect vanishes me? If only every single time I wanted to initiate, what if he does this? What if he does that? And then there's bots. Let me play. I'm gonna play a little. I'm gonna play the Zenkai stage, more or less to get some Zenkais. I like Zenkai units. I'm gonna finish Zenkaiing this Blue Goku. I go to challenge him. We challenge him. I auto select. It doesn't really matter. Why would they give me that though? Do I have to have all region? No, 2 region character and 2 blue units. So I'll just switch these out. Is it blue Sparkings or is it blue? It's blue Zenkaiable characters. Yeah, I know that would happen. I like him. He works. Why do they? Yeah, they really went for just like blue. The green is more or less just there for being there. Who does he have type advantage against? No one. Yeah, he has type advantage against the blue, but blue on blue doesn't really matter. What should I give to buff these guys? I'll just go Fusion Warriors. But yeah, it's just like, man, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you what PvE looks like with these things involved. That's why I'm doing this. I want to see how do the bots respond to me going for an attack against them. Where's Fusion Warriors at? I don't play Fusion Warriors often. I find it fun to play every once in a while though. I know you buff them. I know you buff them. Let's start this battle. I'm going to start off with a blast attack. I'm going to get perfect vanished, and then I'm going to start getting comboed. And there's going to be nothing I can do. Watch. Oh, no, he didn't do it. He didn't go for anything there. Nope, there's a perfect vanish. But yeah, I got perfect vanish there. Nothing I could really do. But, because of Vegeta Blues, well, this isn't really a Vegeta Blue thing. You can do this to PvP everywhere. I recommend doing this. PvE becomes way easier once you start flow stepping. It's really just like, wow, these robots are really dumb. And because this is baby Vegeto's insane ability to just be like, if you're a support type, I instantly get card draw speed for free. But it's just like, oh, wow. These stages weren't built for, like, the casual player. I could have Zenkai buffers on the bench, and these guys still wouldn't be doing enough damage. This was built for people that have Zenkais. This whole thing was built around the Zenkai system because that's the main thing they're focusing on now, which I think is great. Personally, I was here when Zenkais were rare. This Zenkai Boo, Zenkai won only because I got him to the max friendship rank. I mean, I ranked him up to friendship a bunch, and I just tried my genuine hardest to get him to Zenkai. Perfect response to that tackle. It's just like, that's enough of this. I'm done with playing this stage anyway. But yeah, this is the problem. There's more than just power creep. There's bad mechanics in this game. Now, if they were to fix these bad mechanics, which they won't, because there's characters built around them at this point, and they'd have to rework a lot of characters, this game would instantly become different. It'd become more skill-based, because right now, I can just spam swipe, perfect vanish, rising rush someone, or I can just get them into a combo and get that priority, which lets me rising rush them and have no issues with it. And then they can be last stand, and I can stand still and wait for them to shoot out anything. And I can use the iframes you get from rising rushing to kill that unit. Doesn't make sense. But that's really all I have to say for this video. They have to fix more than just Rising Rush. They have to fix whole character builds. They have to fix majority of the game to fit around this new playstyle. Now, do I think they could do it? Yes. Of course they could do it. But will they do it? No. Because then they're nerfing characters directly. When they tried to make you get less Dragon Balls per hit, they were specifically like, yeah, we need to nerf the teams that are specifically getting a lot of Dragon Balls. That was the goal. They know what they're doing. They're attacking certain teams based off of affecting the world around them, not them itself. You know, they increased scaling because Kefla and Vegeta Blue. Well, they increased scaling. No, they decreased scaling when Kefla came out, making Kefla instantly a million times better. They buffed Kefla before she came out. It was legit like that was made for Kefla, because Kefla is one of the longest combos in game. It's just something that happens, and it's something that will continue to happen because they're not willing to fix it, because they're going to have to change so much. I like the balance changes they did to characters every once in a while. When they used to do that, those were nice. You know, I think they should do them again. You know, instead of us getting like one Zenkai every 2 weeks, so you can get like 5 characters randomly get buffed out of nowhere and get changes done to them that make them better. And it's just like, wow, these old units are now usable. But they most likely won't do that. They won't touch that system again. They've got Zenkais now. It's just sad that an entire system is in the trash now for a system that people don't think is better. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like and subscribe. This wasn't as much of a rant as an evaluation of the entirety of Legends. And hope you have a nice day.